The U.S. envoy to the Middle East is traveling to Israel today. This is Steve Witkoff's first trip there in several months, and it comes amid the worsening humanitarian situation in Gaza. United Nations-backed experts have not yet declared a famine, but are now warning that a worst-case scenario is rapidly developing for Gaza's more than 2 million residents. 2 of 3 famine thresholds, plummeting food consumption and acute malnutrition, have been met. The UN-supported initiative says the third criteria, deaths from malnutrition, cannot yet be demonstrated. The Trump administration says it's working to address the deteriorating situation, but is offering few specifics. Today, the Senate is expected to vote on a pair of resolutions blocking the sale of specific weapons to Israel. NewsNation's Joe Khalil is live for us there on Capitol Hill. Joe, what are you hearing from lawmakers when it comes to these resolutions and when it comes to Gaza itself?
Yeah, well, these 2 resolutions were put forward by Senator Bernie Sanders. Both of them, in a way, condemn Israel's role in what we're talking about here. And effectively, they would call for an end to the United States selling offensive weapons to Israel. And obviously, this comes at a time when, as we continue to see these images coming out of Gaza and of children that look like they've been starved, what you're seeing is a bit of a shift, especially noticeable among some Republicans. And we'll start right at the top. President Trump announced that he's going to pledge $60 million in American funds for aid into Gaza and for food into Gaza. He also said earlier this week that he wants to actually provide food centers in Gaza. Now, we've heard Democrats push for that kind of thing before. That is a first for the Trump administration. And here on Capitol Hill, as we talk to Republican senators, what you're hearing is at least a willingness for them to now acknowledge that there is a pretty horrific humanitarian situation going on. We didn't hear that from them before. We're also hearing from Republican senators that they want to see, or at least support, President Trump's push to have an American role in providing more aid into Gaza, which, again, is something that Republicans hadn't been saying before. So Senator Sanders, we just talked to him moments ago, actually. He told us he's not sure whether Republicans are going to vote for his resolutions, but he says he hopes that they will, given that he thinks most Americans are not okay with American taxpayer money going to the situation right now, supporting Israel when you've seen the images coming out. That may be debatable. One notable Democrat who is going to vote against Senator Sanders is Senator Fetterman. So just want to play what we heard from Fetterman today opposing it, and from Senator John Kennedy, a Republican who, again, is now more open to at least the U.S. playing a role in providing more aid.
The resolution does specifically talk about offensive weapons. It doesn't say anything about defensive weapons. Do you make the distinction?
I fully support. I have no restrictions. I'm always going to vote, and I'm going to stand with Israel through this. Now we've all seen the same pictures, and of course it's crushing, and it's awful what's happening. But for me, many people will blame Israel. No, I don't. I blame Hamas.
I think Israel needs the help, and I think Israel will welcome the help. Number 2, we have to be vigilant that the food goes to the people, not to Hamas.
So as you heard from Senator Kennedy, I'll just reiterate, most Republicans still blame Hamas well more than they blame Israel for the situation there. You can see what Senator Sanders' proposals here, his resolutions, would actually do on your screen. These are specific offensive weapons, the large-scale bombs that the U.S. has sold Israel, that Senator Sanders is calling for an end to that. So we will see if and when later on today this gets a vote, what that looks like and whether he's able to pick off any Republicans to support it.
All right, so Joe, if these joint resolutions were to pass the Senate, do they carry any real weight?
So they don't carry the force of law behind them. This wouldn't in any way prohibit the Trump administration from doing this or continuing sales, wouldn't prohibit Congress from appropriating more money to go to Israel. It would just be more of a statement, more of a condemnation. And for many Democrats, that would be a big deal if it were to pass with more than 50 votes. So again, we'll see what ultimately comes out of the Senate floor.
All right, Joe Khalil live there on Capitol Hill. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.